Recently a friend of mine sent me a picture of a lamp he's made out of a brace and bit, and I thought it was a cracking idea. So I went to a charity shop and a couple of quid. I bought a brace. We'll see if I can do the same thing. I started by giving the brace a good wire brush. I've got to say, this wire brush on my little bench grinder is superb. I've used it loads of times. I'll pop a link at the top for the video when I fitted it. We want to save these jaws because I want to use them to clamp the lamp holder back in. I want rid of this spring. I'll go and clean that up on the wire brush now. Come on really well on the wire brush now. I need to remove the handle. So we can put a bigger base on it. Got this old oak shelf, quite thick, so I need a base to sit that on. So I've actually worked it out and I've done all the weights and dimensions and centre of gravity and all that, and I've deduced that this painting is exactly the right size that I need. Looks spot on to me, that. I trimmed all the edges up on the bandsaw so I could mount it on the faceplate for the lathe. I've marked the centre out, so I'm just going to fix this faceplate on. Just so you know, I don't know a deal about lathe turning. Then on my lathe we just screw this faceplate on. Get that bolter put back. That's it. We're good to go, I think. The only thing I've ever used the lathe for is just turning things round. If I needed something round, I use the lathe. I don't have the correct tools. I just use normal chisels, mainly because I can't afford any more. You never know, if Santa Claus is watching this, he might buy me a nice chuck and some nice chisels. One thing I did miss when I cut it out, there's a screw hole. I don't know how I missed that. Right, I filled that screw hole in that I missed. So now I want to mount that on there like so. Right, before I mount this on here, I'm going to make that the back. So those two holes there was originally in the wood. I'm going to pop a hole through there for the cable to go through. I marked the holes up with a bradawl just so I could pre-drill them first. I find that if you don't pre-drill hardwoods, it just splits the wood. To stop the handle from spinning, I drilled a hole all the way through so I could pop a pin in it. I've just knocked a bolt all the way through, a little tiny bolt, so I'm just going to trim it up and tie it up with Dremel. I needed some way to hide the cable, so I've got this threaded tube. I cut some small sections off and then just epoxied them onto the back of the brace. Just something for me to thread the cable through. I was going to clamp the little bits of tubing onto the back of the brace, but that just weren't working, so that I just ended up resting them on. I also epoxied the lamp holder into the top of the brace. I did away with the jaws idea. While the epoxy was drying, I routed a groove into the base just for the cable to go through, and then I rubbed some teak oil into it. I also rubbed some teak oil into the handle on the brace as well. I then screwed the brace to the base and threaded the cable through the little tubes. It looked like quite a neat job when I'd done, and you couldn't see it from the front, which is ideal. I turned all the lights off in the workshop just so I could see what it looked like. I've really got to give credit for this project to my mate. I thought it was a fantastic idea. In fact, I thought it was that good, I went out and bought a couple more braces so I can have a matching pair. So if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe. I love reading through the comments if anybody's got any comments to say. And I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.